If we're not at a Disney park, we're dreaming about being there, and a cup of Joffrey's Coffee Disney Blend helps. But what about when you're at a Disney park? The Joffrey's Disney Kiosk and Restaurant Locator will make sure you never miss out, whether it's a cool drink on a hot summer vacation or a great cup of coffee at a Disney signature restaurant. Joffrey's has you covered. Check it out at Joffreys.com.
LooperNation, what's up? This is Joe Quattrochi, the original Super Looper.
And Rebecca Toon.
And we are coming to you live. Where are we coming to you live?
From the Contemporary Resort.
From my balcony. My wife surprised me with a little garden view pass holder rate room here. Enjoying the boats going by and watching... what monorail is this, Rebecca?
This is the Resort Loop monorail.
Not that one, the one that's passing in front of us.
Oh, it's red.
That's coral. It's monorail coral.
Coral? That's not coral.
Well, obviously, Rebecca and I have no idea what we're talking about, but maybe Tim and Bob do. So you're now listening.
Bob and Tim.
Or Bob and Tim. So you're now listening to the Resort Loop podcast with Tim and Bob.
Or Bob and Tim.
Jack Wagner, do your thing.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
We are now approaching the Contemporary Resort Hotel. If you are exiting and would like to reboard the monorail later today, please receive a hand stamp as you exit the platform.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Joe and Rebecca, I don't think we really know any better what's going on.
No.
How about you, Bob?
What I do know is
Yes.
Joe's wife, what a sweetheart.
Oh, adorable.
Maybe she could surprise us with the with the Contemporary. Would that be too much? That might be too much.
And if she doesn't have the annual pass rate, we're okay with her paying full price.
I mean, if she has to.
I mean, if she didn't have to, it'd be better, but,
Right. I mean...
anything to get us there.
Wow.
Or maybe some DVC points over at Bay Lake Tower would be nice.
Hey, that would be okay, too. No, we're kidding. Thank you guys for a great show open.
Oh, Joe, Rebecca, thank you very much.
They're everywhere.
Together.
They're always down at Walt Disney World. If you guys ever run into them, say hello.
Maybe they'll have something to give you.
They're very nice. They might have some highly coveted pins.
Or, yes.
Maybe. Cause
we don't know. They give them out.
We forgot to give them to them.
Well, that too.
Down there, but we'll make up for that.
We will.
So, a beautiful sunny day here in Northeast Ohio. Absolutely loving...
for a change.
...this weather.
Beautiful view out of the studio today.
Beautiful view. We've got the windows cracked a little bit. Thank goodness, because usually you make it too hot in here.
Well, that's just you. Going through the change.
Wow.
Sorry.
Thanks for noticing.
Well,
I would like my own bathroom, however. So anyway, Tim.
Yes, Bob.
I got a review here.
We do have a new iTunes review. You want to read it this time?
I get to read this.
I want you to read it.
You always get to read them.
When it's on your phone, and your phone is all checked up.
This was from Dallas Donna's Gym.
Okay.
That's Jim with a J, not working out.
And Dallas, the city, maybe.
We don't have the whole gym listening to the show.
Not the whole gym.
Just.
And we're not in a gym.
Just Donna's Gym. I don't.
It's her gym?
It's code for something.
I love it.
At any rate, Good Fun says, I really like this podcast. I wasn't sure I would.
Yeah, I get that.
Exactly.
Trust me, with me there are days.
Exactly. But as I've listened, I've really enjoyed the dynamics of the show. Keep up the good subjects and reviews.
I like it. What I'm picking up from that one, an acquired taste. Like olive. Nobody likes olives when they first eat an olive, do they?
We're an olive?
We're like an olive. Like
I the pit?
Nobody.
I'm the pit.
Am
I the pit?
You're at least the pimento.
I don't want to be the pimento.
It's better than the pit.
Although I am a little flushed today. So
green olive. Who likes a green olive when you first have them?
It's sun damage. That's why I'm red. It's not.
No, it was the motorcycle you rode today.
It was the motorcycle. I rode the motorcycle to the studios today, guys. Especially Joe Quattrochi and Ian Hetherington. Anybody else out there ride? Let me know.
Because Bob was just earlier was told that he looks like I'm going to clean this up a little bit. A bad guy.
Bad boy.
A bad boy. He doesn't look like a bad boy. But, anyway. He has everything but the tattoo. And we're working on that.
I'm not getting the Resort Loop tattoo. He wants me to do like the Mike Tyson one right on the face.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Not doing it.
You can't pull that
Tim,
one off. Yes.
This is a Disney podcast. What are we going to talk about today?
Well, the topic for the show today was your one tip
Yes.
for picking a resort.
We absolutely love the one tips from our listeners.
Right.
LooperNation.
And sometimes the one tip has multiple parts. Now.
there's one tip, and then there's another
well,
one.
There's
and
one,
then
then there's one A, and then one B.
It's all one.
And then one C.
It's just one tip.
That's how it works.
But it's okay. We absolutely love this.
It's
this
fantastic.
Is great. Start us off, Tim.
I'm going to start us off with the great Berlinko.
Not the regular Berlinko. The great.
They're listening to us. They have to be great.
I think it's Kent.
Anyway, at Kent Berlinko off the Twitter. He goes, let my wife decide. She does the I haven't stayed there yet
That's a
move.
good one.
So, if you haven't stayed at the Grand Floridian or the Polynesian, that's where you go.
Absolutely.
Love it. Thank you, Kent.
April, at April 1971, says, size. How far are the rooms from food and buses? The smaller, the better. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I like that.
Don't want all that room, that extra room.
Just need a place for the bed.
Sometimes.
A bed and a bathroom.
Absolutely.
David Wickham. DVC, baby.
There you go.
We prefer monorail resorts, especially the Poly, for late-night Dole Whips, or we can just stroll back after Ohana's.
Oh,
And then, look at that picture.
yeah.
Man,
That was right there at the Pineapple Lanai.
I love the word lanai.
I
Sounds
love the
better than
Poly.
porch.
Let's just go. Yeah.
Or patio.
Patio. Yeah.
I was going to say I was going to have a pineapple deck at home, but I was worried I was going to mispronounce something.
I don't know what you're talking
Me
about.
either.
Sam Zimmerman says, Pop Century 50s section. That's
Ooh.
one of my favorites. Fewer loud families and close to transportation. And I'm going to say, I absolutely love the the bowling pin swimming pool.
Right.
It's very relaxing. It's not a quiet pool, but very nice.
All right.
Very nice.
Is there a bowling ball near there that
I'm
can
gonna-
roll in?
No.
Oh.
Just there are bowling balls there,
Okay.
but they're
We need to dislodge them.
no.
Come on. Mickey and Mommy.
Oh,
She goes, for value resorts, we like Pop and Art of Animation.
there you go.
Had to figure out the AOA. Then Detroit Avenue. I almost went into a little vanilla ice there. But they don't share the buses because they don't share the buses with other resorts.
That's true.
I've heard that's a
There you
great
go.
tip for staying at these resorts.
There's that whole transportation thing.
Exactly. You want to get to where you want to be.
Exactly. Cal Scarata says, which one has the best food court or the closest resort to the best food court if the best food court hotel is not available?
I will be the judge. No, I'm kidding.
Cal,
Food court.
I'm sensing a theme with Cal.
Yes.
Cal likes the food court.
How could you not?
Absolutely.
Especially the late night snacks. Later night snacks when you get back.
Yep.
That fourth meal, as Taco Bell fans would
Yeah.
say. Andrea DeFreites, hope I got that right, Andrea. If you have someone in your group not so Disney or theme parks, stay at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Fewer kids, quiet, remote, and relaxing.
That is a great tip.
That's a great tip because the Animal Kingdom Lodge, you're not going to get beat over the head
Right.
with some Disney things because you want to ease. It's like going into a very ice cold pool.
Absolutely.
You don't want to just push them in. You want to ease them in gently. Now get your toe in there, wiggle it a little bit.
Absolutely. And I'm going to throw this out. This is a little tangent here.
Here we go.
The Disney cruise lines. Most
Yes.
people think that you're going to be, immersed in Disney on a Disney cruise line.
Yes.
You can be,
Absolutely.
but for the most part, you're not. It's
Right.
just a gorgeous, incredible experience that is very similar, like Andrea said, to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, the Wilderness Lodge, where it's a whole different experience. It's
Right.
very classy.
It is classy.
Classy.
If you're traveling with somebody who doesn't want that deep Mickey character thing
Right.
on your animator's palette night, book some
Oh,
Paolo.
yes.
Book some Remy.
Absolutely. DVC Mary says, spending more time at one park, stay as close to that park. Example, Pandora. Stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, All Stars, or Coronado Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars Land,
It's starting.
we're getting ready
It's
already.
getting there.
Stay at BW Resorts.
I was going to say Baldwin Wallace.
Baldwin Wallace up here in Northeast Ohio. Or Cavaliers basketball. CV.
Well, wow.
Yeah, I'm throwing it out there.
Wow. When this comes out, they'll either have won one game or lost one game.
Exactly. Caribbean Beach.
Right.
All right.
But just wait till those gondolas are up and going. It could change the whole dynamic of where to stay.
Don't you start with
It has
me.
to be said.
Don't you start with me.
Mark Salmon. Great topic, guys. Kids over 14, at least mine, prefer, not refer,
Yeah.
but they prefer to have their own beds.
Right.
He says, hello, Fort Wilderness Cabins, or the old Key West two-room suites, the 2-bedroom suites.
That's a good one, Mark. And I'm going to throw this out. If you've only got 2 kids, go with the either Animal Kingdom or Wilderness Lodge that have the bunk beds.
There's a good call.
Bunk beds are a good way to go.
There's a good call. But they're 14. They could be like 6 feet tall. Their feet would be hanging over those bunk beds.
Well, that's true. That is true.
There's some tall kids out there nowadays.
I know. I got one of them. Chris Wilson says, stay at a resort on the monorail. What would that be called?
You know what? I would call it the Resort Loop.
Monorail.
But I've noticed since we started doing this show, a lot of people are starting to call it the just the monorail loop, which I think is fantastic.
No free publicity for these guys. Or on the boardwalk. That way, you always have easy access to 2 parks without using buses. I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Murray J. Conway Jr. First of all, I don't know if I trust his opinion because already it says I'm in agreement with Bob.
See, finally, somebody agrees with me. Thank you, Murray.
Murray says, I'm in agreement with Bob on price because you don't spend much time in the room.
There you go.
That's true. That's true.
There you go. Dave Koch, we know Dave.
We know Dave very well.
We have broken bread.
And we've broken some Ohana meat.
Some dishes. No, we didn't. Dave says, if the price is right, take it.
Good call.
That is a very good call.
Good call. You see something, some deals out there, book it and talk about it later.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Until you think about it and go back, that deal could be gone.
Gone.
Or at least that room. Tamara Spidell.
Tamara.
The less time you plan to spend in your resort, the less money you should pay for it.
There you go.
Since we typically tour commando style, she goes, not that kind of commando, Tim.
There you go.
I'm not sure what
you were talking about that the last time. You acted like you didn't understand.
I believe I commented after this when it's hot. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, but doesn't that when you're got the commando face paint on, doesn't it start to melt when
it
it's
does
hot?
a little bit.
That's why
it does a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
At least you understand me.
Yeah.
She said that we usually choose to stay at a value resort.
That's a good call.
Nothing wrong with that. Those value. We just found that out again at Art of Animation, All-Star Music.
All-Star Music, loved it. Scott D. Danziger.
Scotty.
We know Scott says DVC own or rent points location is key.
It's true.
Figure out where you are going to be spending most of your time. A split stay usually helps.
That's true.
There you go. If you're planning on doing a lot of relaxing and maybe some shopping, Saratoga Springs.
Good call.
Good call. You're right there at Disney Springs. Come on.
I like the split stay. I'm not sure I always like packing. Depends on how long your trip is.
Yeah, that depends.
4-day trip, maybe not so much.
Fortnight.
6, 7.
Fortnight. You're all over it.
My goodness. Rob Shumway.
Rob.
Goes, pick? We just pick a different one each time you go.
There you go.
At random, because we all know you can't go just once. Try them all.
There you go.
And do a split stay, with the deluxe being the second resort you'll stay at for the trip. He's saying stay at the better resort at the end of your trip.
At the end.
That
way you're not disappointed.
Don't go Grand Floridian at the beginning, then hook up an all-star sports.
Right.
For the last part of your trip.
You don't want to start with the ooh, ah, and finish with the eh.
Exactly. you walk into that room and go, whose idea was this?
You start, because here's the thing. If you've never been to Walt Disney World, if this is kind of your first time thinking about it, you go to the All-Stars and you go, ooh, ah, because it's so cool. And then you go to one of the deluxe and you go, ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
This is super cool.
You sound like somebody from Animal Kingdom. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Never mind. Stop looking at me like that.
It's more like the Jetsons. Eep, op, ork, uh-uh.
I'm a bad boy today.
That's what I'm hearing. I just laughed, by the way.
He did. He knows
Out
better.
loud.
He knows better. Scott Fody.
Scotty.
Says it's lengthy. His one tip.
One tip. Did you do a word count on this one?
Many parts.
Thanks, Scott.
Feel free to shorten if used. No, we ain't shortening anything.
Please.
These tips are too good.
They're awesome.
Things we review when selecting a resort. Use this method for most recent stay. Do we want to stay there again or try something new? We really liked Caribbean Beach Resort and wanted to return. Check to see if any refurbishments are scheduled. We want to know what sites provide that info and what was our factor for not selecting Caribbean Beach Resort this year. The DVC construction and closed dining area impacted their decision.
I think that's doing it with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pricing and any known discounts when booking. Initially, look at 2 or 3 other resorts at Caribbean Beach pricing. Once we have a firm price, what's the difference for a one-step upgrade? That's
just a little bit more.
A little bit more. We asked, actually, our WDW authorized agent offered prices for a resort of higher level. Hence, we jumped at the chance for Animal Kingdom.
It's true.
At the time, it was less than $200 for the entire stay to upgrade.
That's a great upgrade.
That's just a little bit more when you're talking Disney dollars.
Oh, absolutely.
I believe that was a hint Bob offered an episode a while ago.
These people have to stop chiming in saying you were right with something.
I love it. This is a great episode.
Because not only you're a bad boy, your head gets actually bigger. His hat is getting ready to pop off his head.
We're going to have to open this window a little bit more. My ego is getting too much for just this small room. We have kids of an age that the resort is just as pivotal. We won't spend 12 hours at the park even if we wanted to, so we need that part of the stay to be just as thought out too. Sidebar, if you remember, Scott shared that photo from early May during one of the many cheerleading summits, convincing enough to find out some way what's going on at the value resorts before booking.
Right.
It was jam-packed. Go back on our Facebook page and you'll see that photo. Jam-packed with cheerleaders, the all-star sports.
And they're out there giving their cheers, so they're not just walking quietly, generally.
It's not a quiet environment. No, it is not.
I love that. Checking for an upgrade at another resort.
Yes.
Because usually you think, I'm going to check my value resort price against a moderate.
There you go.
He got up to a deluxe there at the Animal Kingdom.
That's right.
Especially if you're going to price, if you got like a preferred room at an all-star, you might be able to get like a standard room at like a deluxe.
Absolutely.
And that's a heck of an upgrade.
Heck of an upgrade.
Nick Massey. I think price is definitely the most important to me. When I'm choosing a hotel, I prefer the length of the trip and the personality of the people going. So you've got to consider all those options.
Absolutely.
If you're staying at a resort for a decent amount of time and you're that type like me that needs a break from the constant activity in the parks, then a moderate or deluxe hotel with the extra amenities, like the spa at Coronado Springs, quiet pools, or the horse-drawn carriage at the Port Orleans Riverside. Those kind of things. They can help you slow down your trip and unwind. If it's a shorter trip where you need to maximize your time in the parks or the crowds, you can stay at all the parks all day and all night, and then any value hotel is the way to go.
There you go.
Man.
I like it.
I love it.
I like it. Terry Pritchard.
There's Terry.
We know Terry.
We know Terry. I love it when he chimes in.
Yeah. We always stay at Pop Century, but we look at where the most scenic, not necessarily the closest, rooms would be and request those. Almost always get my choice, if not really, really close, by contacting Disney.
Yeah.
There you go.
Love that. James Jamie.
Yeah.
Because price and cost is our number one priority. We usually end up at the Pop Century or we rent DVC points to stay at the Animal Kingdom or Wilderness Lodge. We are heading down in a couple of hours for a few nights at Pop and a week at the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
What?
So by the time we just read this, he's probably there enjoying his zebra domes.
And I misprinted that, by the way.
James Price.
James.
I wondered. I almost said something, but just in case.
Sorry, James.
I'm already bumbling enough words this morning.
We got to get a secretary. Anybody out there want to be? No. Matthew Wallace says, include everyone, especially the kids, in planning the resort portion of your vacation. Watch YouTube videos, look at the maps, consider the food options for that early morning start. Then, if necessary, take a vote.
That's right.
Why not?
Take a vote, and then Mom and Dad veto it anyway.
I gotta tell you something. My daughter surprised me by wanting to stay the next time we go down there. She wants to stay at Port Orleans.
Really?
Yeah. That was a shock to me.
Yeah. What would you think she would pick?
I was thinking, she would want to stay at one of the deluxe.
Right.
She said no.
Interesting.
I thought that was interesting.
And you loved it.
I can't wait to go if we can ever figure that out. So,
Dee Dee Herring. We know Dee Dee.
Dee Dee.
If you're going to spend time at the resort, choose one with your favorite pool or other amenities. Otherwise, if you're going to be at the park mostly, go with the value. Save your money for special things like the holiday parties. How about that?
Yeah.
Or a special tour. And always save your money for food.
There you go.
I agree with that.
There you go. So many good food options.
Oh, so many.
Jason Mitz says, we choose Boardwalk for sentimental reasons. That's another good reason to pick a resort.
Right.
Staying there as the kids have grown up. Heck, we are staying there next week.
What?
He's going to be... Jason, you and Jamie Price got to get together.
My goodness.
Plus, the ability to walk to 2 parks is a big plus. Absolutely.
Nice. Wow. Everybody's going to be there. Let's see, Julie Highland. She just goes location and amenities and theming.
Absolutely.
So go with whatever you're feeling at the time.
Absolutely.
Like you said, you might be in a Port Orleans mood and not know it.
Yeah. Emily Jean.
Emily. We don't think we know her.
We know Emily. Yeah, maybe. Try them all. The great part about Walt Disney World is that every trip can feel different and familiar.
I love that. Agreeing with her
Absolutely.
is Tim Elbing Jr.
Yeah.
He says, I'm with Emily. Try them all. This upcoming trip will be the first time that we are repeating a resort with returning to the Poly.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, if you're going to repeat a resort, I would do the Polynesian as well.
There you go. Pat Giannetti says, with DVC, it really depends on how far out we book. If we plan far enough ahead, it's staying at the Poly. If not, it's whatever we can get. They are all great, and as long as you are on property, who cares? Smile, enjoy, laugh, and have a magical time.
That's true.
There you go.
That's true. Chris Malik.
Chris.
We know Chris. Base your resort choice on your vacation history. Stay as close to the parks as you are planning on visiting. Time is precious on vacation, and whether it would be to travel to and from opening and closing or heading back in the middle of the day, travel time on your vacation always takes longer than expected.
That's a good point.
It's true.
Good point.
Till you change buses and monorails and boats
Right.
and get to your door. It takes a
So,
while.
in other words, if you have the means, staying at like the Contemporary, and you've got small kids, and you're going to spend most of your time at the Magic Kingdom, Contemporary would be the way to go.
It's a good place to
So
spend some bucks.
absolutely. Ben Fluth. Do we know Ben?
We do know Ben
Did you meet him?
I met Ben.
You met Ben?
and his lovely wife.
And his father and grandfather.
That's true.
How about that?
I'm not sure they were as thrilled as everyone else.
They came to the last loop.
No, they were having fun.
It was awesome.
I loved it.
Thank you for that, too, by the way, Ben. That was nice. Just going to start out with any Disney resort is going to make your vacation that much more magical.
Mm-hmm.
Base your stay off what activities you like and which parks you visit most, as we were just talking about.
Uh-huh.
For us, we love the outdoors, campfires, biking, and outdoor movies, so Fort Wilderness Campsites is always at the top of our list if we can make it work. Our favorite parks are also Epcot and MGM. Yes, I still call it that.
I do too.
So we are staying at Boardwalk next trip so we can just walk to the parks to save time. One of the things we've started doing is taking one night at the beginning or end of the trip to try out a new resort. That's cool. Our goal is to experience every Disney resort.
I love that goal.
That is a great goal.
Love it.
My goodness.
Oh, it's time for Sheila.
Oh, Sheila.
Sheila Ginsburg, she goes, for me, it's mostly price, but I know I'll be gone most of the day. If planning some days away from the park, I would try to different resorts just to see what they are like. Maybe do a split stay. My favorite budget resort is Pop Century.
Oh.
A lot of people like Pop. A lot of people
Absolutely.
don't like the All-Stars so much. More kids seem to be attracted to the All-Stars.
Yeah.
Especially the groups of kids.
The groups, yeah. That may be why a lot of people try to avoid them. But
yeah.
we didn't have any problems.
None. It was very quiet.
Yeah, especially with our own transportation. So there's
true.
that. Ian Hetherington says, we usually stay 14 days.
A fortnight.
Although only every 2 years. So where we stay is very important. We have ventured off property due to a number of people and also facilities. But when Disney opened up the DVC sites to stay, we have been doing that since 2012.
Okay.
Our number one tip is to get accommodations with some form of kitchen, which most now offer. This is vital to us with kids so we can breakfast or snack at the room to allow us to hit the ground running. These days, they are putting fridges in most resort rooms, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But after
Yes.
hitting the DVC resorts, we have been spoiled and don't stay anywhere else. I really recommend Port Orleans if you're not at DVC due to fantastic food court and Yeehaw Bob in the evenings.
Nice.
It's also has boat transfers to Disney Springs. If staying at DVC, I try to go for a one-bedroom for the space and full kitchen, although I will happily stay in a studio, but my snoring bothers the kids, allegedly. I don't snore. I don't know about,
You never hear yourself.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know what they're talking about.
I wish I could say that. Jeannie Woodland. She says, I like to try new resorts. This trip we wanted to be close to Epcot for food and wine, so we are back to the boardwalk. I only stayed a few days last time.
Oh, okay.
Boardwalk food and wine.
Oh,
Hello, right there. Right there.
Perfect. If you're an adult and you're going to food and wine, any of those around Crescent Lake.
And if you're a kid and you're going there, you just call it food.
That's right. That's right. Dustin Harrelson says, price is always the thing with us. We only sleep in the room, so nothing fancy is necessary. Pop Century is perfect.
Another pop lover.
There you go.
Aaron Lynn. I've always stayed deluxe, but moved to French Quarter with my last 3 times. She goes, it can be done.
There you go.
That's true. It's the same trip, though. Is she not the same trip?
Yeah.
I don't think it's too bad doing separate trips.
Going from deluxe to Port Orleans, yeah. I don't have a problem. Port Orleans is beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
Any of them are.
It's easier to go from deluxe to moderate,
yeah.
than from deluxe to value.
Oh, without a doubt.
So there is
Without
that.
a doubt. Little shock there to your system.
Shock and all.
Jeff Kirkin says, price is clearly a factor, but we try staying at a different new resort each time we go. Last time it was Art of Animation. This time French Quarter. I'm hoping to do the Contemporary next time for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween next year. That's a great call.
Nice. Resort Loop Rocketeer co-captain, Mr. Joe Quattrochi.
Original Super Looper.
And the original Super. You can have more than one title.
Contemporary Stayer.
Yes. Ohana Eating.
Husband of Jen. How many titles does this guy got?
He's got quite a bit. You should see his name tag. It's like a roll of toilet paper.
It looks like a Cleveland Browns quarterback roster.
Wow. Or a jersey. Exactly. He says, my tip for choosing a resort, barring that budget is not entirely an issue, is choose your accommodations on the type of trip you're going to take. If you're traveling with small children that will be spending the majority of your time in a certain park, such as the Magic Kingdom, maybe a Magic Kingdom Deluxe is right for you, as they have the best pools for kids, easy access to back to the resorts for the afternoon breaks. And if you're a family that is going commando and will do rope drops from park opening to closing, maybe a Value or Deluxe is right for you because it's just a place to lay your head and a place to book on price because the price is a little bit better there. If you're traveling with an extended family on a once-in-a-lifetime trip with grandparents and you want to stay close, maybe a DVC Villa is the right type of resort for you, such as Old Key West, Saratoga Springs, because everyone can be close or possibly under one roof with the options of cooking family dinners together because of the kitchens in the units. He goes, I know for my wife and I, we have taken some trips where we go a few days and splurge at a deluxe and just stay in the resort on the property the whole time.
Yeah, that's what they just did.
Man, nothing wrong with that. And they use all those amenities. I'm sure the pools.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. I want to go back to a Disney pool. It really all comes down to each family's individual needs for that trip. That's what makes Walt Disney World Resort so special. There is literally something for everyone from the deluxe resorts to the campsites for Disney's happy campers.
There you go.
Man.
Can't beat it.
Nope. That was a long one tip. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, you all have put in your time. It's okay. You're allowed to give as many one tips as you want.
Absolutely.
You have endured us for over 400 episodes.
A long time. Plus, we just have to title the show something.
Yeah, well, exactly. Janet Sala says, location.
Oh.
3 tips in 1. Always include the Swan and Dolphin in your options.
It's true.
There is no Magical Express or dining plan, thank goodness. But for the price of a moderate, you are within walking distance of both Epcot and Disney Studios.
That is a good one tip.
That's a good... Don't forget about Swan and Dolphin and all of the other surrounding, like at the Disney Springs, they used to be called the Downtown Disney hotels.
Right.
There's some deals there to be had.
There's some good ones. Glenn Kessler goes, every trip is its own entity.
Yeah.
Sometimes location is the goal, sometimes luxury, sometimes frugality.
What's that?
There's your word.
Let me Google.
Sometimes theming. He says, we stayed at Bay Lake Tower when we had 3 kids under 4 so we could walk to the Magic Kingdom. It was worth the added expense. I've stayed at Pop Century with my 5-year-old when we wanted to do a whole 4-day trip for under $1,000. Cheap and great to see all the larger-than-life figures that Pop and the neighboring animation have. And my wife and I are doing an anniversary trip in November at Saratoga Springs. There's your Saratoga.
There you go, yeah.
To take advantage of the quiet resort and be walking distance from Disney Springs.
See that?
Yeah, I see that. I love the East trip has a completely different flavor.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
I love that idea.
Lindsay Kleinensmith says, I love to stay where my heart feels happy. There you go.
Can't go wrong with that plan.
I recently fell in love with Port Orleans Riverside, beginning each day with a sunrise walk along the river with my in-room Joffreys.
Yes.
Was just so soothing to my soul.
Yes.
Returning to my room after a long day with the quiet babble of the courtyard in the background was so calming. I left a piece of my heart there. Find a place that feels like your home away from home.
Wow, how lovely was that written?
That was awesome.
Man. Michael Weiss, he goes, try a split stay. We love splitting our trip in half and staying at 2 different resorts. It isn't for everyone, but for us it makes us feel like 2 trips in one. You can even plan your park days based on what parks you are more convenient to each resort.
There you go.
Awesome.
That is a good idea. Brian Dumonte says, make it kid-friendly when taking them. When it's me and my wife, it's all about trying something different. Variety is the spice of life.
Good tip, Brian. I like that one.
Except when it comes to wives. Don't do that, Brian. Just resorts.
I'm just letting you dig a hole.
I'm digging a hole.
Help. I don't think you said anything about that, so I don't know what's on your mind.
Read the next.
Erin Lynn. She says, time is money at Walt Disney World. You have to pay for more convenience and transportation options.
That is true.
So, you're paying a little bit more if you want to be closer to some things.
Exactly. Yep. Corey Johnson says, once you stay at a higher level resort, you won't go lower. Stayed at Caribbean Beach our first time on property, decided to save money the second trip and stayed at All-Star Sports. Absolutely hated it.
Oh, my.
And refused to stay value again. Staying deluxe, the Polynesian.
Nice.
For the first time with short Labor Day weekend trip, so I hope we can revert to moderate afterwards.
I think it'll be all right.
You think?
Yeah.
Polynesian.
As long as you're not going to the Caribbean right now.
That's a big step.
Like we said, it's not as big going to the moderate as it's back to
that's true.
The value.
That's true.
So, get a nice room at the Port Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yep.
Let us know how it goes, though. Robert Bottoms. He goes, are there 5 or more people staying in the same room? It can get crowded even in a deluxe resort.
True.
He goes, consider Saratoga Springs, Old Key West, or the Fort Wilderness Cabins. Not only will you have more elbow room, but the garden grocer can deliver food to the resort. To the resort before you even get there. You save time and money preparing a meal or 2 in the room. He says, I can smell the Joffrey's coffee brewing now. And I will say, if I had a cup of coffee, I'd be talking a lot better right now.
We're gonna brew some Joffreys as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, we are.
With this show. Denise Watson says, we aren't ones to want that deluxe feel because we literally shower and sleep. We're grown-ups and don't do meals on or rest in the room. Value resort away from the pool if possible, but close to buses. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we Uber and don't ride the buses.
Oh, there you go.
I'm sure the deluxe resorts are fabulous, but we are happy in a value and spend that money for table service meals. I love Resort Loop podcast. Thank you for all the great info.
Oh, thanks, Denise.
You're welcome.
How sweet is that? Speaking of sweet, here's Mindy Carnes-Muir.
Mindy.
She goes, tip, make sure your room is in close proximity to the food court and the bus depot station.
Yeah.
It makes the trip less exhausting after a long day of walking miles in the parks to hop off the bus and bam, you're right in your room, right there with all the food fixings to stuff your face.
There you go.
I got to say, after a long day of walking the park, it is nice not to have a big jaunt down to your room.
Yep.
Even the Animal Kingdom Lodge, if you get one of those rooms that are way down at the end.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a long room, but man, it's quiet down there.
Yeah.
I do like that part, though.
Yeah. You'd love to have a golf cart to take down
That's right.
the hallway.
I don't even want to segue because I don't want to stand anymore.
No. You want off your feet. Exactly. Sean Woosley.
Sean.
He's been with us a long time. We got to catch up with him.
We do.
Transportation. You want to be positioned for ease of transportation, last on a resort, and first off from the parks. Less stops, the better.
Kind of on the same lines. You want to get to where you want to be.
Absolutely.
Whether it's to the parks or back to the hotel.
Yep.
Carolyn Gibbs, she says, know who you are going with and why you are going. Different trips may mean different lodging needs. When we took my mom down for a surprise retirement trip, we splurged for a deluxe concierge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The last couple of trips were for Run Disney. We stayed at a cabin in Fort Wilderness and the loop closest to the outpost bus stop. Mm. This allowed us to ensure we were back early for a good night rest before the races because they cooked their own stuff there. Also allowed us to have a leisurely breakfast before we headed to the parks. I would recommend if you are staying in a cabin for Run Disney, have a car or rent a golf cart. Mm. I would say probably go with the car. The campground is a little spooky on foot and a long walk, if not in either of the two loops closest to the outpost. Ooh. Fort Wilderness is almost, unless you're in, this has been my experience, unless you're in you'd have to have your own RV. Mm-hmm. Not in the preferred loops up by the boat dock.
Yeah.
I think you almost have to have a car.
Yeah.
To get in and out of there quickly to get anywhere else.
Right.
Otherwise, you're taking the internal bus to get to the external bus.
Right. I have done that. It's a bit of a hassle, yeah. Eric Whitlock says, it really depends on the size of your family or group. As a family of 6, we are limited to the places we can stay on property. As a result, we ended up staying in the cabins at Fort Wilderness, and now that is our favorite place. And the only place we stay when we go.
Nice.
Secondary tip, that's 1A. When staying at the cabins, request a cabin close to a transportation stop. It makes the long walks at the end of a long park day a bit more bearable. That's just what you were saying.
A lot of people, they're all excited about their trip, but sometimes you forget how exhausted you are at the end of that day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Margot Mead.
Margot.
We know Margot. Location usually. I like the Epcot resorts because of their proximity to my favorite park. But now that Polynesian has a DVC option, I think we'll still stay there every chance we get.
Yeah.
Especially when they get the one-bedroom villas, because we do like having the full kitchen.
That's a good call.
Love that call.
Good call.
Oh.
Emily Steinkamp says, where have I not stayed before? There are too many fabulous resorts to just repeat one. My goal is to visit them all.
I love that plan, Emily.
Great goal.
I think I like this plan even more.
Uh-huh.
From Lauren Horahan.
Yeah. Go
big or go home. She gives a little ha. Absolutely.
But they say welcome home, so now I'm confused.
You would be. You bad boy.
Let it go. Elizabeth Watley says, be happy no matter where you stay. Just think, you're at Disney. I'd sleep in a tent and use a porta potty and still be happy because it's Disney. We've stayed at many and I've never been unhappy. My favorites are All-Star Sports and Beach and Yacht Club. Wilderness was awesome when the kids were younger.
Wow.
There you go.
That's a range there.
There you go.
And you can have a great time at any of these.
You better believe it.
Scott Petey says, pick a resort based on the trip. If you're spending a lot of time at the parks, maybe think of a value. But if you're going to be taking the frequent breaks at a hotel, then maybe a moderate or deluxe pick would be best.
There you go.
Thanks, Scott. I love it.
Lisa. Lisa Grogan Burkes?
Something like that.
I'm sorry, Lisa. If you only use the resort for sleep and shower, don't stay at a deluxe. Go value or moderate and save the extra money and treat yourself to a great meal or a Disney experience tour.
Yes.
That's a good call, too. Yeah.
Fantastic. Jessica Streeter.
Jessica.
She left us a review not too long ago.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Transportation options are it for us. We can't seem to escape our favorite Epcot area resorts, the beach, the yacht, the boardwalk, because of the walkability to Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
Yep.
I do love the whole Echo Lake area.
Absolutely. I've always said that. The transportation, easy access to wherever it is you want to go is so important. Justin Hooper says, stay at a value. They can handle higher volumes for transportation. Deluxe sounds nice, but they often share buses, and the monorail is always down.
Wow.
Not always.
Yeah, more often than you'd want.
Occasionally.
But it always seems like we're in a real big hurry to get somewhere.
It's always it's always when you're there.
Exactly.
Is when it's down. Yep.
Oh, Go Ask Mickey podcast.
Sneaky.
Oh, those sneaky guys. They're doing it
sneaky
again.
Yeah,
you think we'd pick up on this?
You would think we would.
From the guys over there at the Go Ask Mickey podcast. So always pick a resort with multiple transportation options. You want to have buses, boats, and monorail, as well as the soon-to-be-released gondola.
No.
Or gondola.
Gondola. That's not happening. Not happening.
My only experience with the gondola is the Madonna video. Wow.
Everybody out there in LooperNation, thank you so much for your
awesome.
1+ tips in some cases.
It takes as many as it takes.
It takes whatever it takes, and we appreciate that. And we're helping out other listeners, other folks that enjoy the show so that they can, maybe pick a resort. One of your tips might help somebody have a better vacation. So you're helping everybody out. We appreciate that.
That's right.
Tim, do you have any one tip? Do you have one?
Do I have one tip?
From you.
I would consider staying at a resort. This, I think, almost goes a little bit with what Dee Dee was saying, where you have some kind of nice, quick food option.
Okay.
Because, right now at the Wilderness Lodge, Roaring Forks is gone.
Right.
I mean, so you have to go out to, Geyser Point.
Geyser Point, yeah. And that's going to get crowded quick.
And is that going to be open in the morning? Where are you grabbing your early?
It was there. It was open in the morning when we were there.
They weren't. Well, we weren't there at the morning though. We were there at 11. I'm talking like your 7, 8 a.m. You want some cereal?
Yeah. I know.
I have to check that out.
You can get some coffee over there. I do know that.
Can you?
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem as convenient if it's raining in the morning.
Yeah, well, that's
maybe it'll reopen.
That's why it's a good idea to check and see what the closures are and all of that fun stuff. Make sure you ask about that when you're booking your resort. My one tip is it kind of goes along with a lot of what some of the folks were saying, but it's don't just because you stayed at a resort, okay? Don't be afraid to stay at it again, only at a different location. For example, we've stayed at Pop Century many times, and most of the time we like the 50s wing. I talked about that. One time we stayed over at Hippy Dippy.
Right
by the pool.
Right there.
Completely different experience.
Noisy?
A little bit noisy, but not bad. But just it's a whole different vibe over there compared to the 50s area.
Was it noisy enough to keep you awake when you wanted to sleep or rest?
No, it was never that noisy. And then another time we stayed at the beach club, where we stayed over by the quiet pool.
Mm-hmm.
Whole different experience than when we stayed over in the main area, a little closer to Stormalong Bay.
Right.
Because it was a lot quicker walk into Epcot and all of that stuff. So don't be afraid to stay at the same resort. Just try and stay in a different area of that resort.
That's a great tip.
Look at Coronado Springs, how different each one of those sections is.
Right.
Completely different experience.
And here's my one tip, follow-up one tip, my 1A. Check the rehab or refurb schedule for the resort you're thinking of booking at.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be at Caribbean right now and having dinner in a tent or whatever.
Right.
So just so you're aware what you're getting into.
Yeah, I mean, if
it's a deal breaker.
Right. If the food stuff is important to you, you got to make sure that the places are open. So
absolutely.
Tim.
Yes, Bob.
That is all I've got.
Awesome. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, everyone, for your one tips, your multiple tips. Everybody, you can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow us at the website, ResortLoop.com. And you can please go out there and subscribe to the show if you haven't already. And tell your friends.
See you, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the show. But now you want to share your love of Disney, right? Unfortunately, a lot of our friends, family, and coworkers just don't share the same enthusiasm we do for all things Disney. Well, now MyDizMatch.com has made it even easier with the all-new MyDizMatch apps for iOS and Android devices. Just download the MyDizMatch app and connect with new Disney friends today. And now, for a limited time, you'll get your first month of full membership free just for signing up. Look for the new MyDizMatch apps on iTunes and Google Play and start connecting with real Disney friends today.
All right, this is actually recording.
We're recording it because you hit the button.
I hit the button. You didn't hit the button last time. That's why we weren't.
Because I thought you hit the button then. Now, apparently, I have to double check all your work.
Let's do the. Oh, now it's my fault. Let's
See how I did that?
Over
See how I did that? Are you ready?
Nope.
Oh wow. Now you're just
start the show. Jeez. Tim.
Yes, Bob.
That is all I've got.
Awesome. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, everyone, for your one tips, your multiple tips.
And the truck going by.
You don't look at us funny. You can have a microphone. Anyway. Like us over on Facebook. Was that your line?
No, that's my line. But go ahead.
The truck threw me off. The truck threw me off. Everybody, you can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow us at the website, ResortLoop.com. And you can please go out there and subscribe to the show if you haven't already. And tell your friends.
See you, everybody.
And now share the gateway to the magic. Say it again.
See you, everybody.
Say it again.
I don't want to.
I know. Bad boy.